This is the Evil Never Dies podcast with Brett and Carl. This podcast may contain adult themes, violence, and strong language. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome back, bitches. Welcome back to the Evil Never Dies podcast. We're back after being on hiatus. What's up, Carl?
Hello.
Nothing to say, just hello.
I have nothing to say.
Yeah, we've been on hiatus for the last it's almost been a month.
Well, apparently only 2 people noticed, so fuck
Yeah,
everybody, as far as I'm concerned. That's what I gotta say.
we could be dead. Nobody would even care.
Nobody would, fuck everybody except for the 2 people who actually checked out. So checked on us. That's my take on it all.
Oh shit.
If you don't like it, turn it off. I don't care.
Well, evidently somebody's been listening because we got more downloads when we ain't putting nothing out that we have on the podcast side anyway.
I was figuring people would be going back and listening to older shows since there wasn't anything.
Maybe it's new people that just found us or something. I don't know.
Ain't nobody found us on YouTube.
If you just found us, then let us know. Join the group and say, hey, I found you. Oh, so it's also happy Friday the 13th. We're actually recording on Friday the 13th.
The second Friday the 13th of the year.
Yep, we got one more. When, in September or something?
November.
So,
Yeah, we totally wasted the last Friday the 13th with some stupid ass movie. I don't even remember what it was.
that was Rosemary's Baby. That was the last episode we did.
Yeah, see, the Friday the 13th curse got you.
Yeah. But anyway, we're back. Like us or not, we're here. So what are we doing tonight, Carl? This is your pick.
It is my pick, and it is a Friday the 13th movie, which would be part, 9?
Yeah, I think 9, yeah.
Part 9, Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday was what the tagline on it was. From New Line Cinema, not Paramount. That's right. Paramount sold Jason to New Line because they weren't making any more money with them anymore.
Yep.
So, new company, new direction, and Sean Cunningham, who actually made the first Friday the 13th, came back and he said he wanted to kill Jason off. So, thus, Jason Goes to Hell. And there's a little other problem. Paramount didn't sell the name Friday the 13th to New Line, so we had to get a different name.
Yeah, they did. They could not use that. We'll get into some other stuff about that whole
I just
thing
know they
later.
supposedly, quote, forgot to sell it to New Line. How's my new set look? It's been set up for weeks and nobody's seen it.
Looks good.
I think this is the final design. I got more mask and creepy stuff out.
I changed mine around. Can you tell what I changed?
No.
You can't?
No.
I moved Michael, and I switched Michael in the...
I see that now. I think I liked it better the other way.
And if I move this way, I think this way you can see the pumpkin. Can you see the pumpkin?
Yeah. I like it the other way. There's my whole set. If I move out of the way, look at this.
Yeah, it's pretty bright. Looks good.
I wanted it brighter. It was too dark back there.
Looks good.
But it's got all kinds of different colors. That's what I like about it. Jason Goes to Hell on Friday the 13th. I think that's appropriate.
Yes, it is.
We haven't done 2, 3, or 5 and this one. So, yeah. It doesn't hurt that I got a brand new Arrow 4K of this movie, and I've been ripping to watch it and do it. So let's hit it.
All right. Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday, directed by Adam Marcus. What else has he done? Do you know what he's done?
I know he did the Texas Chainsaw 3D movie.
Okay.
That's the other big horror movie that I know he's done some other stuff. The guy's fucking funny. I know that. He's really funny to watch on the commentaries.
All right. Screenplay by Dean Laurie and Jay Hughley. Story by Jay Hughley and Adam Marcus, based on characters by Victor Miller. Produced by Sean S. Cunningham. Cinematography by Bill Dill. How would you love to have a name Bill Dill?
I'd like to be named Bob Dill. That's Mick Mars' name.
Oh, yeah?
Yep, Bob Dill.
Wow. Didn't know that. Learn something new every day. Edited by David Handman. Music by the great Henry Manfredini.
Who did every Friday the 13th except for the last two, I think.
Yeah.
He did part 1 all the way up to about part 6.
Well, there was a big gap between this one and then X. So
yeah.
Production company Sean S. Cunningham Films, distributed by New Line Cinema. Released on Friday, August the 13th of 1993.
I was in the theater that day to see this.
Was you?
Oh, yeah.
Running time of 88 minutes. That's the theater version. And the director's cut, or whatever you want to call it, is 91 minutes. Country of origin, United States, English language. They made this film with a budget of $3 million.
That's pretty amazing, actually.
Yeah. And at the box office, it brought down 15.9 million in just the first week. So,
well, it didn't do as well as they wanted, because this was the beginning of the death of the slasher film for good. At least back
the early
then.
90s.
The early 90s, and it wouldn't come back until Scream, actually, which was more of a parody of the slasher films, in my opinion. But it did bring the genre back.
All right. Let's go over the cast. First off, we got Kane Hodder as Jason Voorhees, and he also plays a security guard.
He sure does.
And he also plays Freddy Krueger's hand. Next off, we got John D. LeMay as Stephen Freeman. Carrie Keegan as Jessica Kimball. Stephen Williams as Creighton Duke.
I love that guy.
He was funny throughout this whole thing. Allison Smith is Vicky. Oh, that's Stephen Williams. He was on what was that prison movie on HBO? Oh, can't think of the name of it, but he was in that. Allison Smith is Vicky. Erin Gray as Diana Kimball. And she was probably most famous for playing in Buck Rogers in the 25th century or whatever it was back in the
never saw it ever.
80s.
So it was the 70s, I think. It was like it came after Star Trek and Star Wars had blown up.
Yeah. But it was based on a novel from like the 40s or something.
Yeah, I was never a fan.
Next off, we got Stephen Culp as Robert Campbell. Rusty Schwimmer as Joey B. Leslie Jordan as Shelby B. Billy Green Bush as Sheriff Ed Landis. Andrew Block as Josh. Kip Marcus as Randy Parker. Richard Gant as the coroner. Julie Michaels as Elizabeth Marcus, FBI. I think she was the chick at the very beginning.
Yeah.
James Gleason as Agent Abernathy, Dean Laurie as Assistant Coroner, Mark Thompson as Officer Mark, Brian Phelps as Officer Brian, Michael Clooney as Deborah, Michael B. Silver as Luke, and Catherine Atwood as Alexis. And that is the cast of Jason Goes to Hell. You want to go over the plot of this there, Carl?
Yeah, but I'm also going to give my theory before I go over the plot.
Okay,
I believe that there was probably supposed to be more movies made between Jason Takes Manhattan in this universe. I think Jason probably did die in that sewer in New York and probably came back, and maybe several times. And I think this Creighton Duke started chasing him around for quite a while. So I think we're jumping ahead and skipping a few movies as we get to this. And the movie starts with more or less a parody of the Friday the 13th series. This girl gets in a shower and the lights turn out. So she puts her towel on and goes outside. Well, in this situation, it's the FBI and they're after Jason. And she was the, I guess the, what do you call it? What would you call that, Brett?
What's that?
But that girl, what was she playing? Like
she was an FBI agent.
Yeah, but what do you call it when you undercover or whatever?
Yeah, yeah.
There's a word for that, but the plant, whatever. So she gets out there. Jason's out in the middle, and the lights all come on, and they start blowing the living shit out of Jason Voorhees in a cool sort of way, not like putting him in a smusher and smushing him up like they did somebody else's hero over there.
Yeah,
Jason gets blown up.
Yeah.
And they finally get him with a rocket, and his entire body just blows up, and his head goes a rolling, and boom, and his heart falls out of him.
Yeah.
So the FBI are all congratulating everybody. They take the remains of Jason and send him to a morgue in Ohio. Their security isn't very much security. It's Kane Hodder and some other guy as a security guard. So yeah, they should have had Jason in like an army base under lock and key, but they didn't.
Maybe it was right Pat in Ohio.
I don't know. I just know that it don't do much good because the coroner, who is actually known more playing George Washington Duke in Rocky, he's doing the autopsy, and as he does it, we see the credits and the score, which is really booming. It's a very booming Friday the 13th score in this one.
Yeah, it is. It's very loud and booming.
Yeah. So finally, he's weighing the heart, and this guy, the coroner, George Washington Duke, decides he's going to eat Jason's heart. How do you think of that, Brett?
I know he ate the heart. Why did he eat the heart, though? What possessed him to eat the heart?
Jason possessed him to do it.
Jason possessed him? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Because this is more of a supernatural Jason by this part of the franchise.
Well, he was blown into pieces. So yeah,
he was also, I think he'd been dead several times and come back, so he was sort of more prepared this time. So as the dude eats the heart, he basically, Jason's essence goes inside of him. His essence, his power. Although we will learn that the essence and power of Jason can't be in just a normal human for long. He drains the body down and he has to find another body. So he kills off Kane Hodder and the goofy other coroner guy, and off he goes.
Why didn't he just get in Kane Hodder and just
Wouldn't that have been more sense?
Yeah.
Then he could have been Jason and he wouldn't have had the jump bodies.
Then the movie would have been over.
I kept thinking while he was in these other bodies that he should have got him a Jason mask and wore it while he was in these other people. I guess he didn't come across one. And the one that was on him was pretty much destroyed anyway. So,
you know what that reminds me of? The way this is starting out here with the whole opening the mouth and the worm coming out and going in the mouth. Did you see a movie called The Hidden?
No.
It's sort of a sci-fi, more or less. It's an alien type movie, but
I think that's the movie that everybody said that this was based on, and the director said that he never even heard of that movie until after everybody kept telling him, "Well, this movie's similar to that." So he went and watched it. He's like, "Well, shit, it is similar," but he said it wasn't intentional. It
yes, it
just,
is. It came out in '87, so
well, he
what,
said he'd never seen the movie
6 years?
before. So that's what the director says to this day, because the new commentary they did with him said he'd never seen the movie. He watched it and he was like, "Well, fuck, this is just like it." So yeah,
Yeah. So yeah. So I
he
just
claims that he'd never seen that movie. So I don't
all
know.
right. All right. Continue.
I think well, and they're on a tabloid show talking. It's Jason Voorhees, serial killer, dead or alive. And then they talk to Creighton Duke, the bounty hunter, who says if they'll pay him, I think $500,000, he will prove to him that Jason Voorhees is dead
And he
for
said, "You,"
good.
and you know what he says? I'll do it for $500,000. You'll get him. You'll get the mask and the whole damn thing. And
Yeah.
that is a nod to Jaws.
Oh, is it? I did
Yeah.
not know that.
Yeah. That's what Quint says when he's in the town meeting when they're trying to find a shark hunter. So
Well,
yeah.
there you go.
All right.
There's a lot of little Easter eggs in this particular movie.
Lots of them.
So that's where we pick up. Jason starts making his way back to Camp Crystal Lake, of course, in these different bodies.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's you want to talk about the tent scene just a bit because it's intense.
Yes, it is. And
So
it
this,
was done last actually.
yes, it was done after the fact because New Line said they wanted more
More tits
Friday
and
the Third.
ass.
Well, and that and more just Friday the 13th elements in general.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So continue.
the tent scene, it's brutal. These two kids are going at it, and Jason cuts her down the middle. Just one of the best kills.
With
When
a
you and Greg were wanting
with
to do
a
the
T post.
with a
Yeah.
T-po, when y'all wanted to do the kills, did that get mentioned? Because it should have been. That might be one of the best kills ever.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Because he like sticks it through her and then he pulls it out and then fucking slices her down the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
they all end up.
it didn't show what happened to the guy though. He didn't know what happened to him.
Oh, I'm sure he's dead.
So yeah.
So they all make it to Crystal Lake, and we find out that Jason has a sister who's been hidden all these years, and things get creepy.
Nod to
from there.
Halloween 2, maybe?
Could be hidden sister who has a daughter
With
and
a
a grandbaby
baby.
and a
Yeah.
baby.
We're going all the way up to Halloween 6, which was made 3 years after this.
So lots of nods here, but that is our story this time. It's a little bit more supernatural than the Friday the 13th were. And after we get a little further into it, I'll give you what the director had to say. So I'll turn it back to you.
Is that it with the plot?
Well, I don't want to give the whole movie away, Brett.
Okay.
Did you forget in the 3 weeks that we don't give the whole movie away?
Well, maybe we should start. Maybe
No,
more
we
than
did that
15.
in the beginning, and we decided that was the worst thing we could do. So
Okay.
why would we start doing that again?
We're sticking with it.
You want to go back to our first show when we reviewed Phantasm? The whole show was just us telling it play by play. That's no fun.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
forgot everything we've done in the last however many years in 3 weeks.
It's been almost 6 years ago, man.
And you forgot the whole
I've
concept
smoked.
of the
I've
show.
drank a lot of liquor and smoked a lot of weed since then. Shit.
What, in 3 weeks?
No, over the years.
I'm just saying we don't give away the
Oh,
whole
the
movie.
3 weeks too, maybe. I don't know.
You forgot what we're doing. And I wanted to do this damn show live. I guess it's good we didn't do it live,
Oh,
which we're probably going to start doing, but that's another story.
yeah, that's another story.
Let's see.
Zoom's sort of pissing me off. So anyway, I guess we're gonna go. What do you want to talk a little bit about the Blu-ray yet, or the
Yes,
4K?
let's do
or
that. Yeah, we'll do the Blu-ray. So somehow Brett don't own any copy of Jason Goes to Hell, not even on DVD. What's up with that?
I might have a burned copy somewhere, but I wasn't going to dig through the thousands of them to
Oh, I had to
find it.
give him the copy out of my expensive box set. So you're gonna have to bring that back tomorrow. I'm gonna charge you $50.
It's right here. Here it is.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yeah,
It's
it
got two
apparently has.
discs in it, and they both look like they're the same thing to me. They both say the same thing, and I don't know.
I don't know. Like I said, Scream Factory screwed that whole box set up. They were like sending extra disc out and stuff, so it might be just the extra disc that came with it. I don't know offhand. All I know
Okay.
is that my good friends over at Arrow put this thing out on 4K like last year. There's a good copy of it. I like how it has a little chrome on the mask. And I finally bought it because I really wanted a good copy of that because I was never pleased with that Blu-ray you're holding there. I thought it looked crappy as hell. So this is a 2-discer, but it's not the same disc like you got. It has the uncut version and the theatrical version and a whole bunch of extras that were made by Arrow just for this release. And I watched most of them and they were pretty fun.
Yeah, there's really not too many extras on this, just the commentary and
Yeah,
interview
Scream
with the
Factory didn't put
director.
much into the other movies besides like part 1 and 2, I think. Um, Plus, this isn't a Paramount release. Paramount might not have gave them a lot of stuff to work with, but this thing is really good. That's what it looks like. And then there's also the other cover you can pick from if you want to. But I was just digging in there and it comes with this cool little book, which anything in it I already know, but I mean it's cool to see it. I love the artwork on it. It sort of reminds me of something. What does it remind me of, Brett?
What, the cover?
No, this picture right here I'm showing you.
Oh, I don't have your screen up.
Oh, you boring ass.
Go ahead. Let me see it.
Too late now. What it looks like is Evil Dead like. I wonder why. Yeah, very Evil Dead looking presentation. So also comes with posters. One's the original artwork, which has the worm or whatever. Nobody knows what to call that thing. Some call it a worm, some call it a eel or something. Then it's got the new artwork on it. So yeah. And look, there it is right there in the middle. See that little skeleton in that hand?
Yep, yep.
Very Evil Dead like. This thing is brilliant. It looks absolutely like you're there. Of course, I do have a new 4K TV that probably helps, but this disc looks great. Highly recommended. If you now the only thing is Paramount's only put 1 and 2 out on 4K, so maybe 1. I don't know if 2's out yet or not. So the only ones that are out on 4K right now are Jason Goes to Hell and that sorry Jason X. They don't even have Freddy versus Jason out yet.
Well, that's the
So
only way you can buy this now. You can buy the two movies on the same disc on Blu-ray.
that makes sense.
Everything else is out of print.
That's because Arrow's got the exclusive for a while. So yeah, if you're a fan of this movie, really recommend. This is one of the best 4Ks I've seen in a while. Much praise to Arrow. They've become my favorite new company since I don't know what the hell's happened to Scream Factory. I think Greg was supposed to be checking on that. So next time we do an evil talk, we'll probably hear more.
Well, good.
So, yeah, definitely a great presentation on 4K from Arrow.
Okay. Should I go into some trivia?
You totally forgot the show, Brett.
What?
You forgot how to do the show.
Forgot how to do the show. What do you mean?
You're lost.
We did the Blu-ray. What do we do now?
You should know. You've been doing this show for how many
Yeah,
years?
trivia. Trivia's next.
Well, you were asking me like, well, should we or not?
Oh, I was just saying, should we get into some
God,
trivia?
I'm gonna just do the show by
Jeez.
myself if Brett won't do it from now on.
Jesus Christ,
Jesus, that's you.
man.
You're all fucking confused over there.
All
Do you even
right.
have any trivia?
Yeah, no, I ain't got a fucking bit, man.
Well, good. I have a whole bunch in my head.
Well, this is sort of going along with your storyline, like what you were saying here. in a way, at around 1 hour and 18 minutes into the film, just before he handcuffs himself to Jason as in a part of the furniture. Creighton Duke says, "Son of a bitch, you remember me?" In the final film, this sounds nonsensical. In the audio commentary on the DVD and Blu-ray, it's revealed that the script at one point had it that Jason killed Duke's girlfriend. His backstory initially explained that he was canoeing with his girlfriend in Camp Crystal Lake before Jason emerged from the water and dragged his girlfriend down into the lake. This is what led to his career in the police force, dedicating his life to hunting down Jason for revenge. This ultimately was cut out of the film. So there you go.
There you go.
There was allegedly a comic book that bridged the gap between Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, and this film. You also said something about this. Maybe he died in the sewer. Followed Jason after he was dropped into the toxic waste in the sewer, walked his way back to Crystal Lake. It also supposedly explains why the FBI has a task force specifically for Jason, but Sean S. Cunningham and director Adam Marcus have stated that they made Jason Goes to Hell as follow-up to the original Friday the 13th and mostly ignored everything from Friday the 13th Part 2 to Friday the 13th Part 8.
That's a lie. Who said that?
That's what they said. But
That's
how
not what they-
Jason supposedly went from a small child in Part 1 to full-grown man with a hockey mask hasn't been explained. No shit. Will we ever know?
Yeah, we know now that we've watched this movie.
Evidently, he had a bigger family than anybody knew. So
I don't know about this whole skipping the other ones. I've never heard that mentioned ever by any of these people. I just know Sean Cunningham said that he told the director, "You can make this movie if you get rid of the damn hockey mask." That was one
yeah.
of the conditions.
Kane Hodder, who portrays Jason, was severely burned over much of his body during a stunt gone wrong. One day after filming, he was peeling the Jason costume and makeup off his body when the young child of a crew member who was brought to set to see what it was like to make a film became frightened of his burned skin. Hodder calmly and sweetly picked up and hugged the child and told him that his body it just looked a bit different and that there was nothing to be afraid of. Hodder let the child touch the skin on his arm to see that it didn't hurt him. The child immediately calmed down and had fun time talking to Hodder. It was seeing this and later hearing that Hodder spent much of his free time at children's hospitals and made director Adam Marcus realize that despite often playing violent or evil characters, Hodder had a heart of gold. So Kane's always been cool to everybody I've heard. Everybody that I've talked to that's met him says he's cool as shit. And if you have him choke you, you're getting a real fucking choke too. He don't fuck around. Let's see here. One early concept for this movie was Jason Goes to L.A., in which two rival gangs would be fighting when Jason would show up and start murdering them. And then the rival gangs were to band together to defeat Jason. Oh, shit.
Stupid as fuck.
That's when all the Rodney King riots and all that shit was going on out there, though.
Leprechaun in the Hood and all that.
Yeah, yeah. Jason's heart was used in From Dusk Till Dawn as Monkey Man's heart. That's cool. The crate in the basement of the Voorhees house was a prop from the story The Crate from Creepshow from 1982. All kinds of Easter eggs and nods in this.
Well, there's some non-Easter eggs that are actually there on purpose.
Yeah. The jungle gym in the front of the Voorhees house was also used in The Birds from 1963.
That was one of those that didn't make any sense scenes.
Yeah.
Now it makes sense, I guess. There's another one of the.
Yeah.
I was like, why is there a jungle gym and why did Jason just throw that guy in it? So there you go.
Stephen Williams would only play bounty hunter Creighton Duke if he could dress like a cowboy. Imagine having that written in your contract. Got to be a cowboy. Released on August 13th, 1993. We already talked about this. It was the third worst openings for a Friday the 13th. Jason Takes Manhattan was the worst
Yeah, the slashers were dead at this point.
from 89. Even though this one only made like $1 million more. And this was the last Friday the 13th film of the 90s. We didn't see anything else till 2001, I think.
That stupid ass Jason X. Which was apparently, I think when we reviewed that, it was just sort of a placeholder waiting for Freddy versus Jason. Probably so New Line wouldn't lose the rights, because if you don't use stuff, you lose them.
Well, I heard that they were going to make this the Freddy versus Jason one, but they couldn't agree on it all.
Yeah, that is skeptical. I've heard maybe, but then again, I heard the same thing about the Jason Goes to LA thing, so I don't know. I don't think they knew what they were going to do until the last minute, because they sort of wrote this thing like kind of last minute.
According to co-writer Dean Lorey, the biggest mistake he made was writing a baby into the story, and Creighton Duke's sudden appearance in the lore, despite never being mentioned in the last 8 films, and some of the rules to kill Jason. Well, supposedly only the sister could kill, or a family member could kill him.
Only a Voorhees could kill Jason for
Voorhees
good.
kill Voorhees.
Yeah.
The original title of the movie was Friday the 13th, Part 9, The Dark Heart of Jason Voorhees. I like Jason Goes to Hell better.
Yeah.
There were plans for a high-tech video game based on this movie. The game was created but never released. I bet some geek sitting in his basement of his mom's house playing that right now.
I don't know. They're not playing the other Friday the 13th game because it got dismantled and shut down.
Oh, yeah.
The one that came out a few years ago.
In the extended interviews of the Crystal Lake Memories, the complete history of Friday the 13th from 2013, Friday the 13th movies, Noel Cunningham said that original rough cut of Jason Goes to Hell was over 130 minutes long, and therefore it had to be heavily re-edited to be faster paced and under 90 minutes long. 130 minutes, damn.
Yeah, he said it was definitely, that's true, that it was a long movie.
Let's see here. Tony Todd put in for this role for Creighton Duke, but lost out on it to the other guy. How do you think he would have did in that part?
It wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, this guy did a really good job in it for sure.
That wouldn't have been a good mix.
Though the theatrical poster features Jason wearing a shiny chrome mask, no such face covering was ever seen in the film.
See, it's even on this thing, the shiny.
I guess they were going for the Jason X look there, like
I think the Jason X ripped it off, probably.
Let's see here. Where I lost my place here. In fact, the mask he wears in the traditional hockey mask, Jason is known for, but with his flesh growing over it. See, I didn't like that.
I thought it was brilliant because he's had that mask on so long. It just
like he'd been in the sewer and
he was in a sewer and all kinds of shit. Yeah.
Oh shit! I thought his head sort of looked like a pumpkin.
I think it was supposed to, because like you said, he'd been in a sewer and dead and everything else. So I thought it was cool myself.
The demonic parasite on the cover also looks nothing like the parasite in the actual film. Yeah, it sort of looks like a turd.
I don't know.
Jason does wear a metal futuristic mask in Jason X, like we said already. This is the first Friday the 13th related film to have another Voorhees other than Jason since
What?
in the movie since Friday the 13th.
I was gonna say, what about Pamela Voorhees?
He didn't let me finish. Let's see here. Talk about that. We've talked about a bunch of this stuff already. What else do you got that you want to talk about?
The Evil Dead connection.
All
So
right.
the director, I can't think of his name offhand. I apologize to him. Uh, was a young guy, and this was going to be his first movie. And I guess he somehow managed to get onto the set of Army of Darkness with his friend, and they were talking to Sam Raimi, and he's like, "Sam, can I borrow the Necronomicon? I'm making a Jason movie." He's like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, I want to put the Necronomicon in it." So he said the next thing he knew, Sam gave him the Necronomicon in a Ziploc bag,
Really?
which I'm guessing Sam Raimi had more than one of these. But the
Oh
guy
yeah.
seemed to think it was like the only one. And he's like, wow, he just gives it to me in a bag. So
I think you can buy them on Amazon now.
you can. So the guy's idea was that he wanted to make Jason a deadite. And he says a lot of the fans talk shit about this because it pretty much that's what he did in the movie. The dagger from Evil Dead 2 is also in it. And I can't think of the name of that dagger. Kandarian dagger, I believe.
Yeah, yeah.
So basically, this is a unofficial cross between Friday the 13th and Evil Dead, per the director.
With many, many nods to other movies
Well,
also.
nods, but this is an actual. This is
Yeah, yeah,
it
for
is
sure.
it is a Jason is a deadite, and he says, like you said, he even asked. He says, "How did Jason go from being a kid who drowned in the 50s to getting resurrected?" And then a year, like not even that, he's like a grown man walking around doing all this stuff in the woods. He's a deadite. Pamela Voorhees must have used the Necronomicon to resurrect Jason. So
That's an interesting perspective
it's an
there.
interesting perspective, isn't it?
Yes, it
And
is.
he gets and that's another thing he mentioned. A lot of people say this movie is nonsensical and didn't make sense. He said none of them made sense. He said
No,
he
not
said
really.
none of these movies make sense. He said Jason's killed and part three, wakes up in a morgue, goes back to Crystal Lake. And then he said the only one that had any sense was Corey Feldman, who chopped him completely to death. And he was literally dead for real. And then comes back like a, Frankenstein esque as a zombie. And then he goes and fights Carrie. He said, so how did anything I do in this movie make anything different than what they did in the others? And I agree with him. So perhaps Jason was part of the Evil Dead universe. Well, he is because he said, I directed this movie. It's in canon and I say so. So that's part of the canon. And he just sort of laughed. Guy's hilarious. I love that director.
And at the beginning of the Blu-ray, he comes on there and he
Yeah.
says, "Hi, I'm the director of the movie or whatever," and he says, "This is probably the third or fourth copy you have of this."
And that's true. I had it
Yeah,
on VHS. I had it on the DVD. I had a shitty Blu-ray, I think. That was like it was a theatrical cut only. And then I bought the box set and now I've got this. So he's not lying. I've had this like 4 times. Every time I buy it, I say this will be my last copy. I don't think we'll ever go past 4K. So there you go. I do have the digital copy of it as well. So there you go. That's, I guess, even more copies. But that's the whole theory that Jason could be a deadite. And this could be tied to the Evil Dead universe because the Necronomicon and that Kandarian dagger are in the movie and used.
so
So there you go.
what would you think of an Ash versus Jason movie?
I think it'd be great.
I
They
think
did a
so
comic
too.
book. They had a comic book, Ash versus Jason versus Freddy, I think.
Really. And they also had trading cards. Topps come out with trading cards for this movie
Yeah.
too.
The problem is getting all the copyrights and licenses together, and that's almost impossible. That's why we've never seen a Michael Myers versus Jason or anything.
Yeah,
New Line just managed to buy the rights to Jason, so they was able to pull that off. And it made that if Jason versus Freddy was such a huge, massive hit, I don't know why they never made anything else like that.
I know.
But they didn't. We'll get
Finally
to that
happened.
movie eventually.
Yeah. All right.
So what else you got?
I'm done, man. What are you gonna go first or am I?
I'll let you go first since it's my movie.
All right.
I want to hear what you think about it because a lot of horror fans don't like this movie.
Well, I wasn't a big fan. This is probably like only the third time I've seen this.
Really?
Yeah.
So you fall in that category of not so fond
Well, after
horror.
watching it now though, I like it way better, especially after watching it very closely and like seeing all the Easter eggs and
Mm-hmm.
all the nods and stuff. I thought that
Yep,
was cool. Special effects were great in this movie. K&B did an awesome job.
definitely.
Uh,
And the funny thing is when the first time I saw this movie in the theater, I don't know who I went with, but I pointed out, look, that's a Necronomicon. So I caught that on the very first viewing. So
so
back to
anyway,
back.
uh, yeah, K&B did a great job. Lots of blood, man. This is probably the bloodiest Friday the 13th movie ever, dude.
And one of the most kills in it.
Yep, yep. Because every time he kept changing and everybody, I sort of like that idea too that it was sort of like that movie because I love that movie, the hidden movie. I
Yeah. I actually want to watch that movie now, but the director swears he did it. He didn't ever see that. He watched it as soon as somebody said something, but he said he did not intentionally copy that movie. And I probably believe him.
Yeah, it's got a great soundtrack too. It's all like thrash metal because the
Oh,
alien likes thrash metal.
I'm gonna have to find that movie and watch it.
After I get done talking, giving my rating here, I'll look it up and see if it's on Blu-ray or anything. But anyway, uh, yeah, I was sort of because it's probably been what 93. It's probably at least been 25 years since I watched it.
Damn. But then again, I
Uh,
remember you're not a big Jason fan as Michael fan, so
true, true. The only thing I didn't like I said, was the Jason mask in his head. I just can't get over that, dude. He looked
he was in a
puffy.
he was in a freaking sewer in New York,
He looked
toxic
puffy.
chemicals. He
Oh,
looked fine.
but
He looked better than
for being that guy's first movie, he did a good job. You can tell he's a big horror fan, movie fan.
yeah.
Uh,
He said he really wanted to make an Evil Dead movie, is what he was really wanting to do.
oh yeah, that would be cool.
Well, the Evil Dead movies are now a thing. We're
Yeah,
gonna get one every 2 years.
yeah. So anyway,
So
I am gonna give it a 3.5,
that's a lot higher than I thought you was gonna give it. I figure he's gonna give it a 2.
just because of the special effects, basically, and all the nods and stuff.
Did you think the storyline was
And the score was great. It was booming.
did you think the storyline was nonsensical or silly like a lot of the Friday the 13th
Well,
fans say?
like we said, they all are. Yeah,
They
it
all
was a
are.
little silly. There were some comedic
He said it was
points in it.
intentionally silly. He said that he doesn't make a horror movie without a little bit of comedy in it. That's the way he feels it should be. So, yeah, there were some funny parts.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I'll give it a 3.5 all day long. I surprised
Okay,
myself too because I thought I was going to give it a lower
I did too.
until I finished watching it today.
Yeah. Okay, well, now I am a big fan of this movie. I always was. I never did get all the hate of it. I think a lot of people didn't like it because Jason wasn't really in it a lot because he was jumping bodies. So I think that's where a lot of the we don't like this movie comes from. I've heard a lot of people talk about, like you, about the mask, which didn't bother me. It made sense to me, but that's just my opinion on it. Um, I think the storyline was actually really creative, and this added Evil Dead twist makes it even better. Um, I don't know. I still think it would have been funny if Jason would have found him a hockey mask and as he jumped in and out of these bodies, he'd put it on. But I guess it would make it almost too silly. I don't know. What do
They'd
you
have
think?
they would have had to have like 12 masks. He killed a lot of fucking
Oh,
people in this movie.
he could have grabbed it when he killed him and left. Um, I don't know that I don't think these
Because
people.
you really didn't see Jason except at the very beginning of the movie.
Yeah, well, you see him in the mirror when he walks by. It's like you can see his essence.
Yeah, his
Um,
essence, yeah.
I don't know if these people, I don't think Jason has complete control over them. I think they still are kind of aware of what's going on. They just can't control because the one guy actually talks. So that's the first instance of Jason talking, the one deputy. So let's see, what else was I going to bring up? You're right, the special effects were really good. Um, I thought the acting was actually pretty cool, and I like the fact that everybody in this movie came in with a storyline. That is like you just show up, and these people have been living their lives for years. They didn't just come to Crystal Lake to go to the camp, because Jason was there, and they're going to prove there wasn't a Jason or some stupid fucking story.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just people living their lives and just I think it basically became Jason had to go find these people that was his relatives because otherwise he would never have got a body that he would have kept in. Does this movie remind me of Shocker? It does. That was a West.
Shocker.
It does because Horace Pinker jumps in and out of bodies, if you remember.
Yeah, yeah. Sort
So
of. Yeah,
that
I can see
I
that
feel like
too.
this is more attuned to Shocker than anything else, and that always sort of bothered me just a tad bit, probably. That maybe there was a little bit of Shocker influences on this, but I can get past that because that was a cool concept. And then Horace Pinker eventually, I think, becomes whole, just like Jason eventually does. And then they finally do the real killing of Jason, which apparently took. I don't know about Jason X. I don't know whether that movie's supposed to exist in canon or what. I have no clue. I just know that I feel like this was a truly a good ending for the Jason character, although he does come back in hell, dream hell with Freddy eventually. That was good too. So I love this movie. I would give it a high 4. I
Okay.
don't know that I give it a 4.5, but it's a high 4, maybe like a 4.25. I think it's one of the
A,
better
a low
Friday the
four.
13th. I think it's one of the better Friday the 13th movies. I put it up there with my favorites, which is part 4, part 6. Yeah, this one's good.
Okay.
And it's different. It's not like the other ones. They actually do things different. They tried that in Jason Takes Manhattan, but it just was a failed concept, I'm
I
afraid.
bet it was a blast to work on this movie too. I bet that
Yeah,
because that guy's so funny.
yeah. But yeah, I think this is a well done movie, and I don't know where it gets all the hate from. Apparently, that hate has gone away. I think it's become a very sort of cherished movie in the franchise now. That's why we got freaking 4Ks of it because I think people have looked back on this like you sort of did and say, well, that movie isn't so bad after all.
No,
So
it's not.
I'm glad it's got
I
some.
didn't hate it before, you know. I just it wasn't one. Just
It's
wasn't a big
different.
fan at the time.
It's totally different from the others. I don't know. I never liked the damn part 7 with the Carrie girl. I always did not like that movie.
And this come out
But
at a time where I wasn't watching very many movies too at the
makes
time too.
sense. But
So
that's another thing. They say, well, Jason's supernatural. What the hell was the Carrie girl? She was supernatural. What was him getting zapped by lightning and coming back to life? Supernatural. So this movie's
exactly.
not that much different. I do say there's probably 2 movies missing that didn't get made because basically slasher movies were dying at this point. And really, the Jason series sort of follows canon better than a lot of the other horror franchises. They do change the name of Crystal Lake in a couple of them to something, but they always change it back, which makes sense. You know, if you're living in the murder capital of the world, you might want to change your name. So that's my take on it. I love this movie. I'm glad to have this good disc. And I used to have this poster up once upon a time, actually. So yeah, big fan.
Oh, that hidden is $20 for the Blu-ray
I might have to just get
on
it.
Amazon. I
That's,
don't know if it's on any streaming or not. I'll have
it's
to look.
probably on the Fandango. I bet you they got everything. Or it'd be on Tubi.
Might be on Tubi. Might be on Prime. You never know. So
And
I
the
know
score is
this
probably the best
this
Friday the
is
13th.
this isn't on any streaming service at all, unless you want to rent it or buy it on Amazon.
It's on
Digital
Fandango.
copy, but it ain't free nowhere that
Oh,
I could
free.
find. I'm all about free.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. You got anything else, man?
Oh, we're working on the haunted house. Since the last episode, we've decided it'll run one night,
Yeah,
30th of October. So
one night and one night only.
That's it. That's all you're gonna get out of the haunted house.
And you can get a commemorative T-shirt.
Yes, T-shirts for sale. Buy one. Just go to T Public and punch in Count Karabi, and you should find him, I believe. Maybe Count Karabi's museum.
You'll have to send me that link, and I'll put it in the show notes. Add it to
Yeah,
the
you need
show
to
notes.
update your show notes. You still got the link to Audio Boom in there, I think.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to tell you that for like 2 years, and I just forget, and I just remembered. That's why I brought it up.
Copy and paste, man. It's copy and paste.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I've been meaning to mention that, and I just always forget.
Maybe I'll do that sometime after I
Someday.
get my other monitor going. It's really pissing me off.
I think that's part of your problem, not your monitor.
Yeah, I
giving you hell.
keep looking over there like it's not on.
I was giving you grief tonight, but I thought we had to do something fun since we ain't done a show in a few weeks.
Yeah, I needed a good bitching.
It was fun.
But
And
anyway,
yeah,
thanks.
the little leave was not planned. We just missed 1 week and then we missed another. And then last week something happened. And
Yeah,
yeah, that's really all it was. There was no objective to it.
no,
We may do that every now and then from time to time. And
might take a couple weeks off.
I'm gonna throw out
Go to Aruba.
I'm gonna throw in a midweek since you wouldn't let me do Encounter with the Unknown. I'm gonna do it by myself.
Encounter of the Unknown.
Brett refused a movie finally after all these years that I gave him.
What's that?
Encounter of the with the Unknown.
That DVD you gave me?
No.
Oh. Oh, that one. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a spooky ass movie, people. We're gonna do it on a midweek
Okay.
without Brett.
Be my guest.
I will. It's got to be better than some of them albums we used to do on the midweeks. Remember, I did a fucking Poison album, and you did like a Cannibal Corpse album, and it still got like 4 views when I was going back and checking.
Oh.
That was the least viewed show.
Come
we ever
on,
did.
man. Respect the neck.
No, he had no respect. He got 4 views.
Oh,
That and we did a show where we interviewed somebody and it had like 10 views.
and on these weeks that if we do miss again, I'm gonna put some old never seen before episodes with the video that we've done already. So I was looking at Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. I was gonna put it out last week, but then had the issue with the computer, and it's funny, man. Totally different setup.
We
3
may be
years
moving
ago.
to a new software here, and if that's the case, we'll start being on different platforms, video wise.
Yeah, we can be on any platform, I think, basically with this thing. So, gonna try it out and see how it works.
Things to look forward to. I think I don't know. I kind of like Jason or Michael, Freddie, whoever he is, better and Skinny back where he was. I think. I don't know.
Okay.
Michael's got too much light on him.
Yeah, I know.
That's the only issue I have with him being there.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, he's too bright. But you can see more behind him without him standing there. I
yeah.
think I'm keeping this set up for good. I don't think I'm changing again unless I need to pull one of these masks. I had to move him here because Scarlett told me she wasn't coming back in the house if he's sitting in the living room. So, and she didn't like the scary face Sammy anymore. So he's over here with us.
Gotcha.
Brett's
All right.
sleeping.
Well, I guess that's all we got. Thanks everybody for watching and listening. And we might be back next week. Who knows?
TeePublic, buy some Halloween haunted house t-shirts. And there is a Concept Evil Never Dies logo shirt that I threw out there on accident that's
Yeah, it's pretty
actually
cool.
available.
Yeah, we might change the logo to that too.
That was just a concept. It wasn't even meant to be on the TeePublic page. I think I had to upload it so I could get a good look at it. So it's there. I got all kinds of weird stuff on the Count Karabi Museum TeePublic. Lisa made some shirts. The grandkids shirts are up there. So we got a pretty good little mishmash of shirts up there.
Cool.
So check it out. And www.countkarabi.com will take you to our haunted house Facebook page. Actually, I've gotten good at making web pages again. I might make us our own haunt web page back. We
need
shall see.
We need to make a podcast web page.
Well, I don't even think you own the domain anymore.
Yeah, I still own the domain.
Okay, then I'll make you one.
I just don't have a website.
I can host you a website if you can link to
I'll
it.
send you a list of all the links and everything for everything. And
all I just need to, do that. And all I need to do is just get it up, and then you can just have the domain forward to where I put it, which will be off of my domain. That's what I do with all my web pages.
All right.
So we'll get some web pages going. And remember, I'm down to 9 months and like 3 weeks till I retire, and I'll have time to do all kinds of fun stuff.
We'll have to teach you how to run all this bullshit.
I'll run it.
Okay. That way, if I die, then you can get another host and continue the show.
So you just heard I'm going to continue the show when Brett's dead. So.
All right.
But one last thing, wouldn't it be sad if God forbid something happened and then I take the show over and then it blows up and becomes like the biggest thing in the world?
And you become a millionaire?
Yeah. We'll have to
be about my fucking luck.
We'll have put a picture on you at the beginning of the show or something.
You can say it was fucking Brett all the whole fucking time. Piece of shit.
Fuck the show up.
All right, everybody, stay evil.
Horror has many faces. Death wears many different masks. But pure evil wears only one. And this is your final chance to see it. Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday.